Owning a guitar offers a unique outlet for creative expression, allowing individuals to convey emotions and ideas through music. This particular instrument belonged to the husband of the guest, who purchased it in the early 1940s.
He was a cowboy, and he played the guitar, and he was a musician.
An interesting fact about this guitar is that it was used by him to gather people down the Grand Canyon, making it not just a musical piece, but a part of cherished memories and experiences.
And he'd put the guitar on the back of his saddle and take it down and sing to the dudes when they'd get down below.
This exceptional guitar was crafted by C.F. Martin and Company, one of the most revered names in guitar making. Founded in 1833 by Christian Frederick Martin Sr. in Nazareth, Pennsylvania, the company has remained family-owned for 6 generations, with Chris Martin IV currently leading the legacy. This specific guitar, a Martin 00042, was produced in 1938. The 00042 belongs to Martin's prestigious 000 series, which was introduced in the early 20th century. The 42 designation highlights its luxurious appointments, including intricate inlays and premium craftsmanship.
Denoted their style and size. First it was the size by the 3 zeros and then a hyphen, and then 42 was the style. And the style of this guitar was one of the highest that they sold.
One of its standout features is the use of abalone pearl, an exotic and highly prized material often reserved for high-end guitars.
We have wonderful abalone, cat's eyes, and snowflakes that run up the ebony fingerboard, and a fingerboard that's bound in ivory.
Additionally, the guitar's top is crafted from Adirondack spruce, a wood known for its exceptional tonal qualities and historical significance in pre-war Martin guitars. With its rich history, exquisite materials, and fine craftsmanship, this remarkable guitar is a sought-after collector's piece. At auction, this extraordinary Martin 00042 guitar is expected to command a price of
Would easily sell between $20,000 and $25,000.
Oh, yes, it's not for sale, but it's nice to know that.
Good for you.
What we have here is a 1959 Fender Stratocaster and amplifier with incredible provenance. Originally purchased by the guest's husband's grandfather, this heirloom was carefully preserved and eventually passed down to the guest's husband.
When he passed away, his wife gave it to my husband because he was the only member of the family that knew how to play.
Manufactured in 1959 by Clarence Leonidas Fender, the American inventor and founder of the Fender Musical Instruments Corporation. The 1959 Fender Stratocaster is more than just a guitar. It's a time machine that transports you to the dawn of a pure rock and roll machine, as described by Eric Clapton. On the back of the guitar, a serial number is engraved on a silver plate, a signature design element by Leo Fender. Furthermore, a key innovation in the 1959 Stratocaster was its bolt-on neck design. Many 1959 Stratocasters feature a D-shaped neck profile that is generally thicker and more substantial than those found on later models, although the exact production dates for this design varied. Notably, the quality of the varnish around the knob controls exemplifies the era's craftsmanship. Additionally, the amplifier includes an internal production order number that indicates the year and month of manufacture. Both the guitar and the amplifier have well-documented provenance, including ownership by several famous musicians over the years. However, among collectors, this model of guitar is highly sought after and is estimated to be worth a significant amount.
A fair market value for this complete outfit would be easily $25,000.
Wow.
Set on your screen is an extraordinary piece of 1957 Fender Stratocaster guitar. Unveiling a true masterpiece, this Fender Stratocaster was originally owned by the guest's father.
He was a sign painter by profession, but he had a passion for music, and he grew up in a family that had a lot of music in the home, and he played many instruments.
The Stratocaster is one of the most iconic guitars ever made, renowned for its versatility and timeless design. The 1957 Fender Stratocaster stands as a testament to Leo Fender's genius and served as a catalyst for musical evolution. On the back of the guitar, you'll notice a distinctive skunk stripe and a maple neck that adds brightness and snap to the tone. Additionally, it features a two-tone sunburst finish and a non-laminated plate over the tremolo area. Its unique design, transitioning from black to yellow on a contoured body, showcases the Stratocaster's refined style and exquisite craftsmanship. From the front view, the non-laminated white pickguard, screw down, complements the rosewood fingerboard, which provides a smooth playing feel and warm tone. As a sign of authenticity, Fender indicates the month and year of production of the guitar, typically handwritten or stamped on the neck heel, providing valuable information for collectors and historians.
I took the neck off earlier, and inside of here there's a date of 8/57, and that matches with everything else that I saw on the guitar before I did that, so it made me feel comfortable in thinking it is that.
Original 1957 Stratocasters are highly prized by collectors due to their rarity, historical significance, and exceptional tone. In today's auction market, the appraiser estimates that this timeless 1957 Fender Stratocaster guitar could fetch.
I would guess somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 to 17,000. And it's a nice thing. You're very lucky.
Oh my gosh. Oh, my dad is smiling somewhere.
So.
Introducing the 1955 Gibson Les Paul Custom, inherited by the guest from her grandfather, which both serves as a piece of musical history and a cherished heirloom.
When I was about 12 or 13, 1967 or 68. And it's a 1955.
It's from late 1955, which is about 2 years after it was introduced.
Designed as a more luxurious version of the standard Les Paul, this model catered to musicians seeking refinement and sophistication. It featured elegant craftsmanship with refined decorative elements and high-quality components. Nicknamed the Black Beauty for its striking pearl, black, and white accents, this model marked a bold departure from the gold-top Les Pauls. Notably, this model was offered in two variations, one with a Bigsby tailpiece for vibrato and another with a stop-tail bridge. Originally equipped with a stop-tail bridge, this guitar was later modified with an aftermarket Bigsby tailpiece, adding tremolo capability. Despite the modification, this guitar retains most of its original components, including the case, and exhibits what the industry calls honest wear.
Unfortunately, that didn't do a lot for its value. It's a really nice version. It has, all its original hardware except for that change, and the original case, and the finish has some wear.
Serving as a cherished family heirloom, it embodies legacy, craftsmanship, and deep personal meaning. In its present state, in a vintage specialty shop with the modifications, the guitar would likely be worth.
It would probably sell for about $12,000.
Awesome.
Had it retained its original stop-tail piece, its value would be significantly higher, potentially reaching a value of.
Would be closer to $18,000, maybe even $20,000.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. It's a family heirloom.
This particular guitar has a unique history. Our guest traded a 1939 Chevrolet for this 1964 Gibson ES-335. Was it a fair deal? Let's find out.
The guy I traded off of said he bought it in California when it was new, I'm assuming. He played country and western music. I've always played rock and roll and country and western with it.
So you've been using them?
I haven't used it in some years, but back in the 70s I did quite a bit.
This 1964 Gibson ES-335, with its maple body and rosewood fingerboard, was a defining model in the evolution of electric guitars. Blending solid body characteristics with semi-hollow construction, this piece offered exceptional tonal versatility while minimizing the feedback issues of traditional hollow bodies. Introduced in 1958, it evolved through several variations, including the shift from PAF pickups, discontinued by 1962, to newer models that enhanced its sonic capabilities. An iconic piece of musical history, it's revered for its versatility across genres, securing its place as a masterpiece in electric guitar design. Renowned for its technical innovation, it also gained fame through legends like Chuck Berry, B.B. King, and Keith Richards. However, its fame peaked when Eric Clapton, a key figure in rock and blues, played it during his time with Cream. Born in 1945 in England, Clapton revolutionized guitar playing in the 1960s, fusing raw blues expression with electrifying rock energy. Interestingly, Clapton's iconic cherry red 1964 ES-335, boosted by its celebrity provenance, recently sold for an astounding.
That guitar sold for over $800,000.
While not a celebrity-owned guitar, this 1964 Sunburst model remains highly coveted among collectors and musicians alike. Back in 1992, it was valued at.
Well, I was offered $1,500 for it in 1992.
Well, we can say the deal was worth it, considering the fact that today, this guitar commands a significantly higher price, with an estimated retail value of.
Retail price would be $12,000 to $12,500. So that was a pretty good deal for trading a
Yeah, that old car's long gone.
That car's long gone, yeah.
Few instruments embody both rarity and historical significance, quite like this exceptional Gibson Style O archtop guitar. Cherished through the years, this Gibson guitar was given to the guest by his great-uncle, whose wife purchased it for him in 1928. Originally crafted by Orville Gibson, this Gibson guitar showcases his pioneering design and craftsmanship. Orville Gibson was an American luthier, a maker of guitars, mandolins, and other instruments whose innovative designs laid the foundation for modern guitars. With an ornate scroll body, this guitar is one of the most visually striking guitars of its era. This Gibson-style O guitar has distinctive features that give it an unusual shape, making it both unique and highly sought after.
And it's an unusual looking guitar with this large curled upper bass bout, and also the treble bout is an unusual shape.
Found in the oval sound hole is the serial number in the 70,000 range, dating it to 1922, confirming this guitar's authenticity. An important feature of this Gibson-style O guitar is the truss rod at the neck, making it easier to play than its former ones.
Baseball bat type neck that was almost unplayable. It was very difficult to play. The addition of the truss rod enabled them to slim down the neck and make it much more comfortable to play.
Interestingly, this guitar's tailpiece is made in Lloyd Law, distinguishing this piece from its predecessors, marking a significant innovation in design. Another intriguing feature of the guitar is its sunburst color, enhancing its overall appeal. Remarkably, this guitar comes in its original case, a feature rare for instruments of its era. Given its rarity, condition, and originality, the estimated market value for this 1922 Gibson-style O guitar would be...
This is worth about $7,000 at retail.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
This guest's passion for guitars led him to these two unique instruments with rich histories. One of the items in this collection, referred to as a parlor guitar, dates back to the early days of guitar making in Europe, circa the 1850s. This piece remains unaltered over the years, and it features a smaller body and a richly patinated surface.
You don't want to clean this, you don't want to polish it, and you never want to refinish it.
That reflects a rich European heritage. Notable details on this parlor guitar include an ebony fingerboard and slotted peghead, characteristics of guitars made in an era when guitars were meticulously handcrafted. The second guitar in this collection is a Martin D28, created by C.F. Martin & Company, an esteemed name in quality American guitar making. Dating back to circa 1946, this Martin D28, crafted in Nazareth, is prized for its loud booming sound and stands as the favorite of country legends and rock icons. It features zipper inlays and signs of its extensive use on the back with belt buckle scratches. Despite their differences, both guitars share intricate inlays and exceptional craftsmanship. The parlor guitar's center strip bears a stamp inscribed with A. Martin & Co., authenticating its maker. On the other hand, the D28 guitar bears the inscription C.F. Martin, which helps authenticate its origin. The appraiser estimates that the A. Martin guitar, in this condition, would be worth...
As is, worth about $1,000.
However, this C.F. Martin D28 would command a significantly higher value than the A. Martin, at a price of...
It's worth about $12,000 to $15,000 now. Not a bad investment.
Some instruments are more than just musical tools. They hold their timeless history and craftsmanship. This 1937 Martin D18 was purchased brand new from a music store by the guest's father. Built by C.F. Martin & Company, it was crafted by a legendary guitar manufacturer founded by Christian Frederick Martin. This instrument features a dreadnought body shape for deep bass and balanced volume with a solid spruce top that adds clarity and resonance. Engraved on the headstock of this instrument is an inscription of Martin & Co., a classic trademark of the brand's long-standing craftsmanship. The back and sides of this guitar are constructed from mahogany, a wood choice known for its warmth and mid-range projection. Similarly, the neck is also made of mahogany, topped with a rosewood fingerboard that creates a smooth playing experience. Though the frets have been replaced, the original black dot inlays remain untouched. However, a neck reset was performed on this item to restore proper string height and tension, keeping the guitar in playable condition. While there are minor repairs on the sides and a few filled holes on the top, the structure of this piece remains unaltered. Retaining its original open gear tuners and lightly touched-up finish, this D18 has maintained its vintage character through the years. As a vintage masterpiece in this great condition, the appraiser estimates that it would fetch a price of...
I think its value would be $12,000 to $14,000.
Pretty good investment for $75.
A felt character doll purchased around 1918 to 1920 is brought in for appraisal. He has shoe button eyes, original felt clothing and leather shoes, and a great little felt hat.
My mother passed away 5 years ago, and I got the trunk.
He's a felt character doll.
What's interesting about dolls at that time is that most dolls that came out of Germany were bisque dolls or breakable dolls, but in the early part of the 20th century, more indestructible dolls were made like the teddy bear. This doll is similar to a teddy bear because it's stuffed with excelsior, joined with discs at the arms, has shoe button eyes, and the button would have been in the tiny little holes in the ear.
Like a teddy bear.
Right.
And I want you to notice in the ear, next to you, see that tiny little hole?
Yes.
This doll was made by Steiff, a German-based plush toy company, founded in 1880. So this is a Steiff character doll from a series made from about 1910 to 1920. Steiff also made many types of figures, like comic character figures and soldiers, golfers, and skiers. In fact, Steiff dolls are not as common as Steiff bears, but they are highly sought after, and a retail for this doll would be around.
They're undervalued. In today's market, retail, he would be $1,500 to $2,000.
Amazing. Amazing.
Nothing catches a woman's attention faster than a jewelry store, or even better, an elegant piece of jewelry.
My grandmother saw it in a jewelry store window in San Francisco in the early 1920s or before, and she was quite taken with it and she bought it.
The guest's grandmother purchased this particular ring in a San Francisco store in the early 1920s. She used to call it her poison dart ring because it features a small compartment she imagined could hold a dart, and a button that, when pressed, might shoot it. She was also told that the ring was worn on the thumb and was made by the famous Italian goldsmith Benvenuto Cellini for Queen Isabella of Castile. An intriguing story, though historically inaccurate.
And she was told that Cellini made it for Queen Isabella. However, Queen Isabella died when Cellini was 4, so we don't quite believe that one.
The guests had previously been informed that the ring was an authentic Renaissance piece. However, the appraiser quickly clarifies that it is in fact a Renaissance revival ring. The Renaissance revival was a 19th century movement that aimed to bring back the artistic and design styles of the European Renaissance, particularly in England, Italy, and other parts of Europe between 1860 and 1900.
It's sort of a reaction to industrialization. It's a return to an older aesthetic when things were simpler. We feel that it's probably made in England.
The appraiser believes this ring was made in England during that period. While it may not fire poison darts, it is indeed a true poison ring, a type of jewelry designated with a hidden compartment. This particular piece is crafted from 18-karat gold and shaped like a salamander, adorned with rose-cut diamonds, which were commonly used in the 15th and 16th centuries when authentic Renaissance jewelry was being made. What sets this ring apart from actual Renaissance pieces is its weight. True Renaissance jewelry tends to be much lighter and hollowed out for comfort. Upon opening, the ring reveals exquisite enamel work on the salamander, with champleve enamel underneath in an arts and crafts pattern.
The frog or salamander has been enameled nicely on the inside with colored enamels. If I turn this ring over, we can see champleve enamel underneath.
The appraiser suggests that it's likely a gentleman's ring, rather than a thumb ring, as men in the 19th century wore more jewelry than in the 20th. Given its unique form, high-quality craftsmanship, and historical intrigue, this ring would sell at an auction for an estimated.
This ring would take an estimate in the range of $5,000 to $7,000.
Oh, really? Oh, that's great.
A couple made a smart art investment just after Picasso's death. The day after Picasso died, they saw two pieces and decided to buy them. Her husband said it was the perfect time to buy Picasso. She was amazed that they got them right after he passed. Typically, art prices tend to increase significantly after an artist passes away, as their work becomes more sought after and collectors vie for pieces that are no longer being produced. However, the gallery had not yet adjusted their prices to reflect this trend, which was surprising. It appeared that they were unaware of Picasso's death, as they continued to offer his works at previous prices despite the shift in market demand. That usually follows the loss of such a renowned artist. The pieces included a hand-signed lithograph and a ceramic work. Picasso's creativity never slowed, even late in his career. While giving an auction estimate, the appraiser said,
"At auction, you have about $23,000 worth of Picassos here."
That's very favorable, better than the stock market, I'll tell you that.
A simple sea captain's doll turned out to be a valuable folk art treasure. The guest received the doll in the early 1960s from her grandmother's attic. Her grandmother, moving at the time, told her she could take anything she wanted. The doll is said to be about 160 years old and has an interesting history. A sailor made it from Cape Cod, who likely put a lot of care and skill into creating it during a time when handmade toys were special. This background not only shows the craftsmanship involved, but also connects the doll to the rich culture of Cape Cod, making it a valuable piece of history. The appraiser also admires its original condition, dry paint, and hair, calling it exceptional folk art. As a sea captain's doll, its value would be $2,000 to $3,000. However, as a piece of folk art, its value rises.
We think of it as sculpture, as something you look at, not something you would dress up. And it would be worth probably $8,000 to $12,000. Oh my God. It's a great piece.
A set of Robert Frost bucks, signed and inscribed, were appraised for their historical value. The owner's parents, students at Wellison and Mount Holyoke, attended a reading in 1930 where Robert Frost signed 2 first editions. One of the standout items is the father's copy, featuring the iconic first line of Mending Wall, one of Frost's most famous poems. In contrast, the mother's buck includes only Frost's signature and date, though it lacks the dust jacket. Another valuable piece in the collection is In the Clearing, 1962, signed by Frost and part of a limited edition of 1,500 numbered copies. The father's buck, with the Mending Wall inscription, is valued.
This one with the line, I would put an estimate of $2,000 to $3,000 on it.
The mother's copy, missing its jacket, is worth $800 to $1,200. The collection's total value is estimated.
So altogether, I mean, you're looking at about $3,000 to $4,000 for the group.
If everything else was equal, the dust jacket would add.
Not just an heirloom, the ring dazzles with a rare baguette-cut diamond. A guest shared that a cherished ring has been in the family for 3 generations.
It's been in my family. I'm the 3rd generation to have it. And my grandfather gave it to my grandmother on her becoming a grandmother when I was born.
It was a gift from her grandfather to her grandmother when she became a grandmother. Although she doesn't wear it often, its beauty is undeniable. At the center of the piece is a large baguette-cut diamond, a beautiful and rare find that catches everyone's attention. This diamond is special not just because of its size, but also because of its unique shape, which adds elegance and style. Its sparkling facets reflect the light wonderfully, making it a standout feature in any collection. The appraiser estimates the diamond weighs at least 3 carats. Each sidestone likely weighs about 1 carat, bringing the total weight to around 5 carats. The guest was unaware of its value until the appraiser provided an auction estimate.
A quick auction estimate is right around $15,000 to $20,000.
Oh, thank you so much.
Wear it in good health.
I will, thank you.
You're welcome.
Before televisions, there were large decorative items called tapestries. Tapestries were used in the past to keep out drafts, provide entertainment, and provoke thought. This particular tapestry was woven between 1600 and 1650 in Brussels, Belgium. This tapestry is a prime example of Renaissance tapestry. Research shows that tapestries often depicted mythology and biblical figures. We can confirm that this tapestry fulfills its purpose, as it appears to depict a Roman ruler.
He is seated in a chair, and generally when they're seated in a chair like this in an outdoor setting, it would signify that it's the ruler.
It seems that this tapestry was once part of a much larger piece.
My guess is the tapestry might have been maybe 10 feet tall by about 15 feet wide, and these would have been cut out.
When we look closely, we see that the walnut frame adds an alluring and elegant touch to the item. For a tapestry crafted in the 17th century, this one is still in fine, crisp condition. Thus, at a suitable auction, this beautiful Belgian tapestry would attract a price of.
Would probably bring somewhere between $12,000 and $15,000.
Okay, good.
Watches not only tell time, but they also carry stories and memories, often becoming treasured heirlooms. A vintage Rolex Explorer from 1959 was recently appraised. It belonged to the current owner's stepfather, who passed it down just before he died. The Rolex Oyster Perpetual 5500, known for its self-winding mechanism, has a serial number that confirms its production date in 1959. Its gilt dial shines in remarkable condition, preserving its vintage charm. The hands and bracelet, replaced during service, hint at the watch's journey through time.
Dial itself is wonderful with the gilt writing. It really is lovely.
Despite these changes, it remains a priceless memory and a stunning piece to wear. As the appraiser carefully examined it, he said,
I reckon that in today's market between £7,000 and £9,000.
Wow.
Buddhas radiate vibrant energy, symbolizing enlightenment, compassion, wisdom, and inner peace. In a heartfelt conversation, Stephen passionately recounts his father's incredible journey to Liverpool in the 1930s. Leaving home at just 14, he boldly ventured forth, encouraged by his parents to seek a brighter future. Traveling to Hong Kong, he frequently sailed to Liverpool, where fate led him to meet Stephen's mother, Betty. Today, they raised a lively brood of 10 children.
So even though they'd served in the war, they built their lives here and contributed to society, they were just banished, effectively.
Arriving with only a small Buddha statue, he proudly carried a piece of their Chinese heritage. While many Chinese sailors chose to stop working upon arrival, his father tirelessly toiled in the engine rooms until the 1970s. Long periods at sea meant the family didn't speak Chinese, but they thrived under his mother's guidance. Stephen fondly recalls his father's brave service in the Merchant Navy during World War II. After the war, the government attempted to repatriate Chinese sailors, creating turmoil among families. Fortunate enough to avoid deportation, Stephen's father enriched Liverpool's multicultural tapestry. Grateful to share his father's inspiring story, Stephen highlights the remarkable resilience of immigrant families in shaping the city. Here we have a photo, a 1962 flight ticket, and a piece of cloth signed by a very young Muhammad Ali, known then as Cassius Clay. The guest, who also appears in the photo, met him during a dinner.
A photographer from the local black newspaper was always taking us places. You want to go see this, want to see that. And so Cassius.
Also, the cloth features Cassius Clay's signature, Billy Stevens' signature, and on the other side, a long inscription written by Clay's brother. Additionally, the cloth is signed by heavyweight champion Archie Moore, who fought Clay early in his career. From 1960 to 1964, Ali fought under his birth name, Cassius Clay, and he won a gold medal at the 1960 Rome Olympics in the light heavyweight division, marking the start of his rise to fame. After turning professional, he quickly gained attention for his flashy style, fast footwork, and confident personality, building a perfect record of 19-0 by the end of 1963. In 1964, he earned a shot at the heavyweight title against Sonny Liston, who was considered an unbeatable champion at the time. Defying the odds, Clay won the fight in a stunning upset, becoming the heavyweight champion of the world at just 22 years old. Shortly after the victory, he announced his conversion to Islam and changed his name to Muhammad Ali, marking a significant transformation in both his personal and professional life. Ali's decision to embrace Islam and refuse his slave name made him a polarizing figure, but it also cemented his reputation as a fighter not only in the ring, but also for civil rights and social justice. Throughout his career, Ali became known for his sharp wit, delivering iconic phrases like, "float like a butterfly, sting like a bee." His refusal to be drafted into the Vietnam War in 1967, citing religious and moral reasons, led to his boxing license being revoked and his title stripped, though he later became a global symbol of resistance and integrity. Ali returned to boxing in the 1970s, reclaiming his title in legendary bouts like the Rumble in the Jungle and the Thriller in Manila. Given the historical significance, rarity, and personal connections reflected in this autograph napkin, if it were to appear at auction, it would likely command an impressive price of.
I would put an auction estimate for $3,000 to $5,000.
You know, that's amazing. I never thought of a value. I just wanted people to know that I'm kind of a devotee. I watch you every week on the Antiques Roadshow, so thank you.
Two remarkable albums containing Disney animation work from the 1939 era were presented for appraisal. Within their pages, a treasure trove of Disney history unfolded, showcasing the guest's work as an inker.
How long did you work at the Disney Studios?
Several years. I worked on Pinocchio and Fantasia and Bambi, and later on I worked in Sleeping Beauty.
The first album boasted an impressive collection of actual animation cells from the beloved films, like Pinocchio and Fantasia. Meticulously crafted, each cell revealed the intricate process of hand-drawn animation.
Disney now uses computers, so they no longer have people to hand ink and paint them. So that makes them and yourself and your career that much more special.
Practice tests and experimental sketches were also included, offering a glimpse into the guest's creative process. A stunning animation drawing from Snow White took center stage in the second album, which beautifully exemplified the guest's skill and attention to detail. Trimming had affected the value of some cells and drawings, but the album's overall significance remained intact. As a window into Disney's golden era, these albums are an invaluable resource for animation enthusiasts, and both the albums got appraised at.
But if you go through the entire book and you add up the whole collection of animation cells and the drawings, the whole collection itself is worth about $15,000 to $20,000.
Oh, that sounds good.
This piece originally belonged to the guest's mother, but was later inherited by her. The element at the front of this table is called a till. a feature typically found in blanket chests.
I'm going to do that by pushing on a little button that's hidden in a tree and pop the drawer out.
These blanket chests follow the Germanic tradition, commonly associated with the Pennsylvania Dutch. Furthermore, this extraordinary piece has an unexpected feature, a secret bottom that can be pulled back to reveal 2 additional hiding places. Another noteworthy detail is a spring, repurposed from a piece of upholstered furniture, which is also incorporated inside the table. Clearly, this piece was not made in a formal factory, but rather crafted at home. The parquetry top showcases a variety of woods, including walnut, ash, oak, and maple. Based on the secondary wood in the drawer and its homespun style, it appears to originate from Pennsylvania.
Root furniture or twig furniture shows up in various disciplines. It's in the Midwest, it's in the Adirondacks, it comes from China as well.
Although Sugar Notch, located near Wilkes-Barre and Scranton, wasn't heavily influenced by Germanic culture, elements of Pennsylvania Dutch design are still present. It is possible that the maker of this piece had some Germanic influence, as the Germans were known for Black Forest-style furniture. This piece can likely be dated to around 1900. The carvings feature various animals, such as a caribou, reindeer, or a large stag. On the side there is a bird or figure, but the most significant detail is the back panel, which depicts a seated bear. The bear's eyes are inlaid with brass tacks, and a cub is carved beside it. Additionally, there are more birds, including one resembling a stork or heron holding an open flower in its beak. If brought to auction, given its balance, craftsmanship, and proportions, this piece would likely be valued at.
Without hesitation, if this was going to go to auction, I would put $10,000 to $20,000 on it.
Oh my God. Wow. I did not expect that at all.
Before us lies a breathtaking, intricate pen and ink sketch, a masterful creation from the virtuosic hand of a British art legend. The esteemed artist behind this masterpiece is none other than Lucian Freud. In a remarkable gesture, Lucian Freud handed this sketch directly to the guest. Lucian Freud, the renowned British artist, lived a life as complex and layered as his iconic paintings. Born into a family of intellectuals and creatives, Freud's early years were marked by turmoil and displacement. His grandfather, Sigmund Freud, the pioneering psychoanalyst, cast a long shadow, influencing Lucian's fascination with the human psyche. Freud's artistic process was notorious for its intensity. He demanded absolute stillness from his models, often them requiring to pose for hundreds of hours. This obsessive attention to detail yielded portraits that were both deeply personal and universally relatable. Dating back to the 1940s, this sketch represents an earlier chapter in Freud's artistic journey.
So I think giving you something like this actually shows a really interesting side of his working process, like all artists. The sketches show...
As one of Britain's most revered artists, Freud's works command significant value. This sketch could fetch an estimated auction price of...
And so I think if this was to come up at auction, we would put an estimate in the region of £8,000 to £12,000.
Oh, wow.
This exquisite piece showcases the exceptional craftsmanship of Japan's master artisans. Originally owned by the guest's grandfather, this piece has been lovingly inherited and preserved within the family for years. Known as a table screen, this item adds an elegant touch to any setting. Japanese table screens, or byobu, are traditional decorative pieces that have been used for centuries. Typically made of silk, paper, or wood, they feature intricate designs and classic motifs. Upon closer inspection, this piece reveals 2 central figures, depicting the legendary characters of Kanzan and Jitoku. United by their quest for enlightenment, they roamed the misty mountains, sharing verses and wisdom. Their legends spread, inspiring generations. Kanzan's poetic genius illuminated the path to inner peace, while Jikotu's unwavering loyalty demonstrated the power of compassion. Condition-wise, this artwork presents some concerns, primarily the missing hand of Kanzan, originally depicted holding a scroll. At auction, this masterpiece is poised to command a value ranging from
Between £500 to £1,000.
Very nice. Thank you very much.
This magnificent piece hails from Japan and dates back to approximately the 1800s.
I have a great aunt who was an amateur painter.
The artist's name is Atomi Gushi, with Joshi meaning woman, highlighting her identity as a female artist in a male-dominated field. Born in 1859, she became renowned for her exquisite depictions of cherry blossoms, showcasing her exceptional talent in capturing their delicate beauty. The scene depicted in this painting is a serene nighttime setting, featuring a magnificent owl perched against a backdrop of a large, luminous moon.
Below, in maybe April, because you see cherry blossoms in full bloom.
Furthermore, the artwork is created on very fine silk, lending a luxurious quality to the piece, while the white parts of the cherry blossoms are rendered in vibrant pigments. In addition to the pigments, Gyokushi skillfully used ink and vegetable dyes, further enhancing the painting's richness and depth. This large-scale painting not only demonstrates her artistic prowess, but also serves as a stunning representation of traditional Japanese aesthetics. The intricate details and harmonious composition reflect her deep appreciation for nature and its ephemeral beauty. Due to its historical significance, exceptional craftsmanship, and the reputation of Atomi Gushi, this painting is truly a collector's item. For insurance purposes, given its provenance and artistic value, it would likely command a significant price of.
You should insure it for 6,000.
6,000?
Insurance, yes.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
A set of 5 beautiful decorative European plates is displayed at this time. These plates, collected by the guests from various relatives, come from different locations around the world.
If they're from my grandmother, some of them are from my grandmother, some of them are from my mother.
When it comes to decorative plates, each era and region has its unique charm and aesthetic, reflecting the cultural, social, and artistic values of the time. The first plate was made by Alfred Meakin, as indicated by the mark on the back.
And it's the Fair Winds pattern.
Alfred Meakin, founder of Meakin & Son, was a British ceramic artist and pottery manufacturer. It is speculated that this plate was made in the 1970s, as indicated by the signs beneath it.
So these are actually fairly recent. These are probably from about the 1970s.
The next plate for consideration is a hand-painted piece, whose design is inspired by Japanese aesthetics. From the signs and symbols impressed on the back of the plate, one can deduce that this remarkable plate was made in 1888. Furthermore, the last set of plates featured hand-painted scenes of beautiful landscapes. Behind the plate is the name of the manufacturer and a title for the plate, which was used between 1849 and 1870.
Now, the manufacturer is the Royal Porcelain Manufactory in Berlin, often known as KPM Porcelain.
The beautiful plates made around the 1970s will be worth around,
Are worth about $5 a piece.
while the Japanese-inspired painted plate will command a value of.
Probably worth between $400 and $600 in a retail type situation.
Lastly, the magnificent plates with scenes painted on them will attract a value of.
They're worth between $2,000 and $3,000 for the pair in a retail situation. They're terrific plates.
From demolition sale to treasure trove, the story of a Kerman carpet originating from northern Iran. It showcases the region's renowned weaving expertise. This is a mille fleurs carpet, which the guest bought during a demolition sale for $20. Crafted in the village of Kerman, these carpets are prized for their intricate design and fine materials. The colorful curved floral design authenticates it as a mille fleurs carpet.
What did you pay for it?
$20.
$20.
It also features a directional arch or mihrab, which signifies its importance.
You'll see it has a directional arch on the top.
Yes.
And that would indicate it's a prayer rug.
Iranian carpets are highly sought after for their beauty and craftsmanship. The carpet's exceptional condition and rarity contribute to its substantial value. This remarkable find highlights the potential treasures hidden in unexpected places. At auction, this floral prayer Kerman carpet is estimated to be worth.
Would you be surprised if I told you it's worth about $3,000 today?
Yes.
A Pennsylvania German fractur or folk art is brought in for appraisal. Fractur is a highly artistic and elaborate illuminated folk art created by Pennsylvania Dutch, named after the fractur script associated with it. And most were created between 1740 and 1860. Printed fractures are common, but this one is rare because it is handmade. It is executed with ink and watercolors and is from an early age, especially because of the birds.
Now, whoever conserved this did a wonderful job, because part of our job is to preserve it for the next 100 years.
Although this fracture looks good, there is some damage that can be seen under light. Fracture drawings were done to preserve a memory for about 100 years. A conservative price at auction for this fracture would be.
If this damage wasn't here, and you might be able to get some of this taken care of, it would probably be in the $10,000 range. Are you surprised? Oh, thank you, of course. Thank you loads.
At first glance, this painting doesn't seem particularly special. However, upon closer inspection, we can see that it's the work of American painter Samuel Halpert.
He died fairly young in 1930, and his wife Edith became a major figure on the New York art scene. He was less known for quite a while, not a major figure.
Halpert was known for being a pioneer in American modern art. He was recognized for his unique ability to create paintings where elements related to one another.
The way this ladder makes a diagonal and against the pillar here, and the chair that's set behind it, the interesting spatial relationships that are created.
As we can see in this piece, the style closely follows Samuel's signature approach. The painting is an oil on canvas, completed in 1910. Upon close observation, the subject appears to be a French garret. We can confirm this through a few subtle details within the painting.
Gotten a kick out of it because it has two Toulouse-Lautrec lithographs in the background, which is sort of fun.
The painting is titled The Studio Interior, even though it depicts a garret. Although it's not especially appealing, this painting would fetch.
I would expect it to sell for around $20,000 to $25,000 at auction.
This chair looks like one you would see in a movie, such as The Lord of the Rings. Perhaps the distinctive feature of the chair is the carved face it possesses. For most people, this would be a horror chair to own. However, the chair is quite a remarkable piece because of what it symbolizes. The chair is called fantasy furniture, and it's basically any furniture that makes you stop and say, wow. Fantasy furniture was created by furniture makers who wanted to stand out and create something unique.
This chair, which is late 19th century, actually is green. That's the original green paint. This mask we see in Europe on churches, on medieval castles. You'll see it as keystones.
The chair was made in the late 19th century and represents a character known as the Green Man. The Green Man is essentially a symbol of fertility and rebirth in his native England. Despite this fact, however, this particular chair was made in 1890 in Detroit, America. It's also made from strong mahogany wood.
This has the knuckles. Look at these little cuffs. Incredible. Look at these hands. Feel that when you hold it. Gives you the chills a little bit.
Yes.
It's actually very nice, but you can actually feel the fingernails.
As a remarkable symbol of fertility, if this piece of furniture were to be auctioned, it would sell for
Fair market value purposes, right in the range of $3,000.
Okay.
The first striking feature of this item is not only its size, but also its appearance. This is because it's a clock called a #1 regulator.
They didn't make an inexpensive clock. Everything they made was very, very good quality. You'll notice it does say Philadelphia on the dial.
Regulator clocks served as a standard for accurate timekeeping for companies. At their peak, they were used by railroad stations, banks, and offices. This #1 regulator is particularly interesting because it was made by E. Howard & Company. E. Howard clocks were known for their size, quality, and price. This regulator comes in 5 other sizes, with this being the largest. It was also one of the most expensive clocks at the time of its manufacture. The clock is made from a combination of cherry wood and rosewood grain. As one of the original railroad clocks, a suitable auction estimate would be
Conservatively, a clock like this would probably bring anywhere from $13,000 to $15,000.
Wow, that's great.
The first distinctive feature you would notice after glancing at this table is the pyramid support. Interestingly, even though it looks like a dining table, it is more of a gaming table. However, it was originally crafted to be a library reading table. The table is called an Egyptian revival table, and we can confirm this due to the pyramid support.
And the reason being is that it has these wonderful pyramid bases.
From the looks of it, the table is inspired by Egyptian furniture, which uses elements of ancient Egyptian culture. Many pieces of Egyptian furniture were crafted in the 19th century. However, this one was crafted during the 1920s, owing to the king it represents in its inlay. The inlay of the table represents the Egyptian ruler King Tut. The table is crafted from a mixture of 3 core woods, including oak, mahogany, and walnut.
It can be early 19th century. We see a lot of decorative arts with Egyptian motifs on them. And then in the late 19th century, it happens again. And then again, in the 1920s, there's another Egyptian revival.
Interestingly, the table also has spooky eyes that emit a bright glow.
And they're probably taxidermy eyes. They're quite bright, and they really glow at you.
As an American-made Egyptian revival table, one would expect it to retail for
I would expect to pay around $8,500 for it.
Oh, that's great.
On display is an oil painting, or what we call marine art, given to our guest by her father. This work was created by an artist named Ralph Cahon. Ralph Cahon was an American artist known for his whimsical and fantastical paintings, often featuring mermaids, sailors, and nautical themes.
And known for these whimsical, nautical, 19th century inspired motifs.
He lived from 1910 to 1982, signifying a mid-20th century work.
He lived on the Cape, in Katuitt, I think, most of the time.
Oil paintings such as this are a traditional and highly regarded art form that has been around for centuries. The frame used to house this beautiful oil painting is known as the Victorian frame, gold in colour. A Victorian frame is a style of picture frame that originated during the Victorian era in England, 1837 to 1901. This painting features 15 mermaids, a sailing ship with sailors, and the American flag. Cahon's paintings often blend reality and fantasy, as shown in this work, creating a sense of enchantment in the process. Considering the uniqueness and quality of this Cahon oil painting, it will command a fee of
$30,000 to $50,000.
Great. Good price.
A beautiful bronze statue is being examined during this segment. This statue was originally owned by the guest's grandfather, who passed it down to her mother. The statue represents Melusine, a figure from French folklore. Melusine is a mythological creature depicted with a woman's upper body and a fishtail instead of legs.
It was made in France. Around 150 years ago.
Currently, the guest uses the statue as a table lamp. Interestingly, this statue was originally designed as a gas lamppost, intended to illuminate streets and public spaces.
And she would have been fixed to the bracket, and there would have been a gas pipe.
The wings of Melusine are bent or curved downward, a distinctive feature in artistic representations. These bent wings are believed to symbolize Melusine's connection to water and her role as a guardian of aquatic realms. Furthermore, her dual nature, fish and human, symbolizes the link between the conscious and unconscious mind. Given the rich history behind this remarkable statue, it is expected to attract a value of.
But she has a value of £300 or £400. Okay.
Two remarkable paintings embody the vibrant essence of Trinidadian life and landscape. One work, attributed to a talented great-grandfather, depicts a lively scene featuring traders and palm trees swaying in the wind. This piece vibrantly captures the Caribbean's energy, where figures thrive under sunlight filtering through lush foliage. Additionally, the other two paintings, both by Michel-Jean Casablanc, showcase his mastery of light and composition. One painting features a serene river, beautifully rendered but somewhat faded in condition. Glowing with central light, the second painting depicts a Trinidadian paradise akin to the Garden of Eden. Casablanc's signature style captures a luminous pool of light, beckoning the viewer into the lush embrace of darker vegetation. This incredible painting weaves the family's legacy into Trinidad's rich artistic tapestry, spanning 5 generations. Casablanc, Trinidad's pioneering painter, shaped local art by mentoring many, including the great-grandfather.
Now, his watercolors are very sought after, and not only in the Caribbean, but also across the world.
Collectively, these paintings are valued at an impressive range of.
This one, which I'm afraid I prefer, even if you don't.
Right.
I've got that at £15,000 to £20,000.
Goodness me.
Belmont House proudly unveils a stunning collection of arms and armor, worthy of any international museum. Once tucked away in a dusty attic, this collection of 300 pieces has been beautifully restored for public admiration. Exquisite pistols and a long gun were crafted by Claude Martin, a French arms maker for the East India Company. Martin created European-style weapons with Indian artistry, gifting these exquisite pieces to dignitaries and royalty. Each weapon bears his signature, making it easy to date the collection to 1791. An intricate silver work on these guns vividly captures the thrill of the hunt with galloping horses, playful dogs, and a poised hunter. A striking 17th century South Indian spearhead, crafted for nobility, embodies exquisite craftsmanship. Although it was probably never used in battle, its quality signifies its importance and the stature of its owner. The revival of Belmont House's collection invites a deeper appreciation of its extraordinary treasures. This exquisite piece effortlessly captures the essence of timeless elegance, with its asymmetrical design and vibrant gemstones arranged to create a delicate balance between artistry and charm. This stunning jewelry piece was given to the guest as a gift. It is a neglige pendant, a style defined by 2 stones hanging asymmetrically from the top of the chain. This particular pendant features a precious topaz and a peridot, adding elegance and vibrancy to the piece. Suspended from the stones are 2 small red spinels, an uncommon and highly desirable gemstone known for its brilliance and rarity.
And red spinel is a rare stone. When it comes in red, it's especially rare.
At the top of the chain, a delicate heart-shaped cabochon sapphire provides a subtle yet charming touch to the overall design. Neglige pendants were popular between 1890 and 1910. Celebrated for their colorful stones and intended to be worn as part of everyday attire. These pendants typically fit closely around the neck, adding a touch of sophistication to casual outfits. This piece is housed in its original fitted box, which not only protects the pendant but also enhances its collectible value. In retail or auction settings, the combination of the original box, the rarity of the spinels, and the fine craftsmanship would significantly increase its value. Due to the history behind this masterpiece, if this pendant were to be auctioned today, it would command a substantial price of.
I would say for insurance purposes, $10,000, right around $10,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Our guest shared the story of a family heirloom doll passed down from his great-grandmother who brought it from Czechoslovakia. The doll was given to her father, and it was affectionately named Hansi Czech to honor its origins. While the guest finds the doll charming, his daughters find it creeping, adding a playful family dynamic to the story.
He's a family member.
He is one of your family members.
The appraiser revealed that, despite its Czechoslovakian connection, the doll was actually made in Germany around 1910.
And what we really love about him is that he was made by Kestner, and he's mold 221.
Kestner, known as the king of the doll makers, crafted the doll with a bisque head, a composition body, and distinctive mouth-blown glass googly eyes. The doll's costume, likely made in Czechoslovakia, includes an original mohair wig, a wool felt hat with silk flowers, and beautifully embroidered ribbon details. While the bisque head is in excellent condition, there is some toe damage, common for composition material.
That's just because it is composition. It's just a wood product, and that's really easy to break fingers and toes. And we're really lucky because he has all his fingers. It's just we do have that toe damage.
The appraiser noted that the doll could use some restringing, as its arms no longer hold their pose, which makes posing it upright difficult. Given its rarity and condition, the appraiser estimated the doll's retail value to be at
$4,500 and $6,500.
It's great.
Amid a stunning array of sumptuous textiles and intricate beadwork, a photograph of a smiling young man radiated warmth and intrigue. This young man, Kenneth Steele, joined the Navy at 17 in 1941 and had a remarkable wartime journey.
In 1942, he was on HMS Quentin. He was sunk on the Malta convoys.
Did he survive?
He survived.
Among the textiles, a beautiful table cover adorned with metallic gold thread caught the eye. Dating from between 1900 and the 1930s, this exquisite piece reflects craftsmanship from a bygone era. Alongside it, a unique item from the indigenous Iroquois people of Northeast Woodlands, USA, revealed itself. A delicate work of beadwork, this older piece is a versatile creation that could serve as either a tea cozy or a hat. Its craftsmanship showcases some of the finest beadwork from the tribal world, reflecting the artistry and skill of its makers. The collective value of the exquisite textiles and beadwork is approximately.
A realistic price for this is about £500.
Okay.
But he's the story.
Yes, 100%, yeah.
A vibrant Japanese dish inherited from the guest's grandmother graced the castle with its striking colours and intricate design.
I was the one to inherit it because nobody else had any room for it, because it's a big object.
Initially dirty, the piece was cleaned and now proudly sits on the sideboard, admired for its beauty and striking presence. Originating from Japan, the dish is a fine example of late 19th century Satsuma ware from the Meiji period. Symbolizing rebirth and renewal, the vibrant design features ho-ho birds, the Japanese equivalent of the phoenix. A large central magpie stands against a bold blue background, adding to the striking beauty of the dish.
It's really a beautiful piece, and what is quite unusual about it, it's its size. Mm-hmm. You don't see these dishes that size.
This distinctive blue is a signature of the artist, Taizan, whose name is also impressed on the back of the dish. Though it has some chipping on the reverse, the front remains flawless, with the intricate details and vivid colours intact. At auction, the piece would likely be valued between.
So, if it were to be offered at auction, it would probably carry an estimate of 800 to 1,200 pounds.
Thank you.
A stunning ring made from quill and adorned with delicate gold lettering showcases exquisite craftsmanship. Crafted from Swans feather quill, this rare posy ring features a gold inscription intricately woven through its delicate threads.
Well, there's rare, there's very rare, and there's extremely rare. And what you brought me today is beyond rare. Oh, wow.
The inscription, "I gave innocence," signifies a heartfelt love token, embodying purity and enduring devotion. Originally gifted to the guest's father by a great-uncle, the ring has been lovingly passed down through the family. Its mysterious past hints at a great-uncle's passion for collecting treasures from house sales. Accompanying the ring is a touching love letter, dated 1785, in which the sender refers to the recipient as "my little insect." This peculiar term is interpreted as a reference to a butterfly, symbolizing love and higher emotions. Despite its fragile nature, which prevents it from being worn, this unique ring holds significant cultural value.
It's immensely fragile, yes, and you can't wear it, and in 10 minutes it would be gone. Yes.
Enchanting collectors with its story and artistry, it carries an estimated worth of.
Yes, it's going to be worth £600 to a collector of rings, but with the context, perhaps even more than that.
Wow, absolutely amazed at that.
The guest presented a piece of Roseville pottery, which she had acquired at an auction in Haw River in the early 2000s for $50. The Roseville Pottery Company was an American art pottery manufacturer in the 19th and 20th centuries. The company specialized in various pottery styles, including vases, bowls, and other decorative items. The appraiser examined the particular piece and revealed that it was a fake. Although the shape of handles and the base were good, the main issue lay in the middle section of the pottery. The piece appeared to have been poorly painted, with visible paint drips around it and inside. The appraiser then flipped the piece to check the signature and discovered a fake Roseville mark on the bottom, confirming its inauthenticity. The guest was surprised to learn that the auctioneer, who likely didn't know much about the item, had charged $50 for a fake piece of pottery. Unfortunately, the appraiser mentioned that the piece didn't hold any significant value.